Alright, welcome back everyone, and today on the 80% Guide we are finally going to defeat Lord Frederick, the Snowmad King. The long-awaited day has finally come. If you completed 6-8 successfully, you should still have Cranky on your back, which means you won't have to wait for that barrel. You don't actually need Cranky, but why wouldn't you take him here? None of the Kongs will particularly speed up this encounter. It is definitely recommended that you have at least one. So, unlike the other bosses, Frederick jumps into the background here and requires an additional hit to be taken out into the foreground, effectively making him take 12 hits. And he is a pretty dodgy son of a gun. There are setups to do early throws on him that are a little tricky to land sometimes. But luckily the setups for hitting him on the ground are pretty consistent. So most of your time save on Frederick is going to be knocking him out of the background as quickly as possible, and then the RNG that he gives you. Because unlike Baboon and Bashmaster, where you can sort of mitigate what happens with their randomness, Frederick literally costs you time just because, and you cannot do anything about it, based on how he jumps around the platform and what type of attack pattern he gives you. Nice, second throw. Okay. Usually the trickier of the early throws. The biggest thing that will cost you time though on this fight is not going 9 for 9. You want to make sure you get all your hits in. Okay, this RNG was a little bad. Hopefully I'll be able to get the Piss Your Pants RNG. Aptly named because the platforms drop so quickly, which is great, but then you have to like react to them really quickly too. It's a pretty dangerous fight in the sense that there's a lot of lava everywhere, and it's easy to fall in and die, so if you're not careful you can end up losing a lot of time. This is the second longest fight in the game, just under Bashmaster. Nice! Oh, well. Ooh, I barely hit him. One more time. Out of here. And for your efforts, you are awarded this incredible cutscene. That feels satisfying. Alright. As much as it would be rather lovely to listen to and watch the end credits, we have to do some explaining there. Make sure that everyone can walk out of this fight in just as handily a time. For those of you interested in doing the 100%, you actually also have to close the menu as soon as you beat Frederick. You have to exit the game and then come back in. The game does save on the last hit, so you are capable of skipping the credits and then coming back in to finish your run. The man who pioneered the strats for Frederick was actually NKB, because other than that we were pretty much just winging it. You know, as the last boss of the game, we all knew how to beat him and we all knew how to adapt to his attacks, but really grinding out the best Frederick, that was NKB. One day he sat down, he said, you know what, I'm going to have the world record for Frederick. And he found the early throw setups. Very nice, saves quite a bit of time if you can get them down all 3 times. And he also was the one to discover the good RNG and the bad RNG, apart from the piss your pants platforms. What you're looking for is on each phase, it's basically a certain number of hops he does in the first phase, and how he reacts to your movement is actually entirely controllable. Let's go back in there and yeah, let's do it like this. So yeah, he discovered that Frederick basically reacts to the way you move on the screen. And so long as you move in a specific way, you'll always be able to control where he goes. So the way Frederick drops enemies right here is always going to be the same. There will not be an enemy directly in the middle, but there will be one either on the left or the right of the middle. So right now, the one on my left is slightly lower. I know that that's going to be the one with the enemy in it. What I need to do now is I'm basically going to land on the enemy, break it from when he comes out, and then I'm going to start walking to the right with it in my hand. I'm going to be holding the grab button here for this early setup. So you grab, walk to the right, and then you want to let go almost immediately. Frederick either does a big hop or a short hop. If he does the short hop, you need to let go immediately. He did the big hop, so I should have waited a second longer, but it's sort of difficult to react to. If you really want to grind out your early throws, they can save you quite a bit of time. However, if you do miss the early throw, Frederick usually goes into one of those mocking animations, so it's very easy to just walk up with the next enemy and hit him afterwards. You don't want to hit him multiple times in a row in the background. It doesn't save you any time, it doesn't do any additional damage to him. You just need to hit him once to get him out of the background. So where I'm standing right now is where I like to stand for when he does his dashes. I am one left of the middle. As you can see, I'm 2 blocks away from him, and I'm standing right in the middle of it. Once he gets to the middle of the block in front of him, I'll jump and I'll do an attack, and then it'll knock me onto the opposite end. So now it's the exact same thing, but I'm on the other side of him, so 2 blocks away from him. Those are the first 3 hits, pretty easy to do. Now he can give you good luck here or bad luck here, but basically you want him to jump only twice. So I'm going to bait him to jump on me this time over here, and then right here. Oh wow, 2 hops. So that is the good RNG right there. He can jump an additional time, which costs 2 seconds. For these ice dragons, you can see where they're coming. It's not really hard to dodge them. Just make sure that you don't get hit. The platforms are now covered in ice, so just be careful of your traction. Now for this middle one, what I like to do is I like to carry it to the left, but you need to make sure that you are slightly to the right when you land. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce on it, move to the right, and then yeah, I should have thrown it sooner, but it's a little trickier to get because it's really finicky on whether or not you should throw it away immediately or not. There's no visual cue to tell which way he's going to go. So I like to grab it. You pretty much throw it as soon as possible, but as you saw, I landed to the right and then I start walking left. And then all you have to do really is just make sure you don't miss your next opportunity to hit him. Now, on this attack pattern, he's actually going to start speeding up. So for the first hit, it's exactly the same as the first time around, but for the second hit, I'm going to move slightly to the left, not by much, and just jump to the left, or jump to the right. Just basically jump in the direction he's running. And then for the last one, he's going to be really fast. So I like to be right here on the in-between of the third and fourth brick, and then you need to be very careful not to miss him. Very good, okay. So specifically on those last hits, it's okay to hit him like a little further to the right or left, but you want to be careful not to hit him too late on the first two hits of any of his runs, because it does this weird thing where it cancels Frederick's dash animation. So basically, you'll hit him at the end of his run, and then he'll turn around and he won't do a dash attack. So you'll only get 2 hits when you still need to get 3. So here's the last RNG that we can really hope for. It's the platform RNG. Oh, there it is. Piss your pants. Okay. Jumps into the background. It's going to cover the stage with ice dragons again. One more chance at an early throw. I actually got really good RNG. If I got all my early throws, I'd have had a decent shot for top time. Nice, okay. So again, this is where I'm aligning myself. Instead of being on the third brick, I am between the third and the fourth brick. And you basically want to jump the moment he starts running. And 3. Provided that you get all the hits down on Frederick, beating him should not be too difficult. As you can see, I've done better, but that was I've had much better early throws on the first and second time around. Let's see if NK still has top time. There he is. Oh wow, I have third. That's so funny. Okay. Time to watch the cleanest Frederick fight you've ever imagined. Frederick's a pretty intimidating dude. Look how much time he can cost you. But NK ain't afraid of that. NK's setups are slightly different than my own. Whichever you feel comfortable with doing. Bear in mind that as this is time attack, NK's strategies will also be attuned to that, to getting the earliest possible hits on Frederick. Luckily, when Frederick is dashing across the screen, it does not cost you any time if you hit him early or not, until the last possible hit. He still has to obviously run across the rest of the platform, so there's no big deal on hitting him later or earlier in that cycle. That was interesting. Again, I'm more comfortable running from right to left on my second early throw. And a very similar setup for the second set of hits. It's unfortunate when he was grinding attempts on this boss that because of how much RNG there is to it, you could have the perfect fight from yourself, but then he doesn't give you piss your pants and you have to reset. One more early throw to go. One of the things that NK told me that he recommends that when you're doing your early throws, that even if you have to walk into an enemy, so be it. It is more important to have your walking set up, because if you turn and change direction, then you're going to change what Frederick does. So there's Frederick. And I do hope that this guide helped you out. I do hope that all of these tutorials helped you out here on beating the any % route. Had quite a bit of fun making them all for you, and I had a lot of help from the people of this community. So shout outs again to all the Tropical Freeze runners, all the people who come in and view the stream. It keeps my morale high, and I appreciate all the support that I get from you guys. Next time on the Tropical Freeze tutorial series, I will be hoping to cover the 100%, getting all of the stages in the secret world. See you next time, and thank you for watching.